bet you that was JJ that wrote that. That is just some like German like conversation, conservation, hashtag dyslexia, fuck it. They'll know what I mean anyway. I love it. It fits the Moonduck style.
5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with game number 8 of the Boston Major European Qualifier Group Stage, Day 1 for Boston. I'm Ziori, joined by Mott Pax.
Howdy.
It's taking a somber turn here. We're towards the tail end of the shift. It's definitely catching up with us. You're back? Good. I need to make some coffee after this one. I spent my whole break talking to Slacks. So
I had cheese and peanut butter. Protein.
Well, I don't like those two mixed together, but I would like some cheese.
It's good.
Cheese.
It's a good combination. I used to make sandwiches of it. I don't really do that much anymore. Although I'd be lying if I said I never do it.
Warlock Lifestealer for Escape. Ogre McGee and Rubik for the Imperial. Now, you and I have not had the privilege of casting the Imperial yet, and I actually don't think I have cast this team, though I do recognize some of those names.
What?
When
Like
would I have
ever?
cast Imperial?
I think I have cast the most Imperial games. I would assume out of anyone. Maybe not.
Like,
maybe me and Dragon Drop are like tied.
What tournament have they been in that I've cast recently? Like I know the individual
Probably
players, but
I don't think anything you.
Baby Knight is the one I know most. He's pretty OG.
But some of us who were grinding our asses out last year.
Some of us who actually work.
Right. Did like a billion of their games because I did like every single qualifier for Joint Dodo, and that's when they were really on the rise.
Oh yeah.
With like Pingvin Check, they just picked Alchemist, Night Stalker every game, and then they moved into Baby Knight in the mid lane. And Baby Knight had a struggle period when he first joined Dota 2, where he was playing kind of some weird heroes, still getting better at the game, and just like in the top tier team, which they I think are now. But now like he's moved on from his like Radiance mid Broodmother only to some various heroes.
What can you tell me about Purple? Is that Hesta Joe?
Hesta Joe Rotten.
That's a
God
badass
tier
name.
Darkseer playing. God tier Darkseer.
Okay.
God tier. Mostly just Darkseer. That's like his best
If
hero.
his gameplay is anything like his handle game, this guy's already won.
Yeah, he's pretty baller.
Hesta Joe Rotten. Like,
Good Slardar player.
Need to know the story behind that. Although Imperial have banned out his 2 signature heroes, it seems.
Yeah, they're getting rid of them. I don't want to play those two. Playing something else today.
5 seconds remaining.
What else on the team? Ace is the pioneer of the Centaur build. He's been doing it for like a year. As far as I know, he was also the pioneer of the Dragonlance Boots of Travel. He was doing that like 9 months ago. And then people tell me Envy did it at TI, and I'm like, oh my god, tell me now. But he probably didn't start it. But in terms of like professional games, he was the first one who I saw doing it. That was like last year. And then his Centaur build, of course, that became very popular at WESG. But he's doing that for a long time too. He also plays safe lane Legion Commander sometimes, which is really cool. And they'll also run that for Hesta Joe a lot too. And we could see that this game as well.
Safe lane LC. That sounds interesting.
They might pick it up now because then they just mix what lane they send it to.
I was thinking Slack. Jesus, Slacks.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. I was thinking Juggernaut might be a pick they want to snag up, but I like LC and Ogre. I think that's a pretty cool little synergy. Bloodlust definitely helps her out.
It's good too though, because now you don't necessarily know what they're gonna do. Legion Commander, they like to do this strategy where they run around as like 4 heroes, and then the 5th hero just farms a lot on their own. So it could be like Baby Knight in the mid lane on a sniper potentially, depending if that works for the lineup. OD's still in the pool, which, it'd be okay with Ogre Magi actually and Rubik. If you went like OD safe lane, or sorry, OD mid, and then like safe lane. What would be good to finish off this roundup? If you go safe lane Legion and go like off lane Beastmaster.
I mean, they have a lot of options. No, the Beastmaster
take
one
it.
less, but I'm curious what they do for offlane now. After you listed off all those heroes that Purple's amazing with, they've all subsequently
It could be
been
his lead. He
taken
plays
out.
the Legion too.
Okay, so they're one of those teams where it's a bit of an open-ended pick. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Invoker is available. I think that's always a little bit tempting with an LC. You know, Sunstrikes with Duel. There's some good synergy there.
Reserve time.
Yeah, I don't. He actually I don't remember if Baby Knight plays Invoker. Yeah, there's the Ace Razor. So that is Hesta Joe Legion then.
So safe lane Razor. That's how they play it?
Yes.
Interesting. I don't know of many other teams that are doing that. There's only a handful that even really play Razor mid.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's true.
Does anything differ with the safe lane Razor? Is it still like
5
Dragonlance,
seconds
early
remaining.
BOT, like 5th slot Ags, you know, like SNY type items? Or if you go safe lane, is there
Reserve
something
time.
different you
Nah,
do?
he still does the same build. Dragonlance bots.
Do you ever go Midas if you're safe lane?
Don't think so.
Yeah,
I think Midas is a dead item.
Whole point is just to come online early with Razor and dominate.
Yeah. Oh, this also helps shut down the potential of an OD mid, though, for Escape, theoretically, if they wanted to go into something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because they could then send the Razor mid for the matchup.
I feel like Escape needs some spammable control. Like, you've got the Rock, you've got Primal Roar, that's great, that's some good team fight, but they need, like, a Slithering Crush, you know, Magic Missile. They need somebody with some more reliable, just spammy stuns, you know. Witch Doctor, Sven, Sand King.
What about the Lifestealer combos right now for Quakefa, though? Like, I assume they're considering Storm Spirit right now.
Yeah.
And thinking, can we Storm Spirit? Can we Puck? What are the advantages and disadvantages of those two heroes? Is Storm Spirit going to get run over by Ogre Magi and Rubik in lane? Probably. Is he an early rotation from a Legion Commander?
I mean, don't forget Beastmaster can be a vehicle for the Lifestealer.
Yeah, but he goes, then you have to go like Necro 1 Blink, and it's kind of awkward.
It's not amazing,
I would say.
But what else is Quake?
So I feel like
I mean, we did see the Puck earlier today. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's incredible here, though.
Ogre's really tanky, hard to burst. Basically only have Rubik, and he's an instant grab, so it's tough. I think Storm would be more likely despite the risks. Wow, they're using all their time here too. Go with the Witch Doctor first. Think it over.
There we go.
Radiant
Well,
team
that
ban.
is one of the suggestions I had. It's a nice spammable stun. It's really needed for the team fight. And as we've seen, Witch Doctor gives you that versatility, right? It's a nice sustainable support. It's very similar to the Warlock. They can either go hard on the damage or they can go hard on the sustain with their two supports, which is kind of a cool dynamic.
10 seconds remaining.
The Shadow Word.
5 seconds remaining.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Maledict super value here. Up against the Razor, Legion Commander, the Ogre Magi.
Reserve
Yeah.
Tanky heroes, build tanky.
Yeah. Very true. So, final picks, what are we looking at? Escape. They need their Quakefa hero.
Then the Baby Knight hero.
Tinker. Okay, I think that's fair.
Escape Gaming's turn to ban.
Not a fun
Yeah.
hero to play against. Blind, really good against LC. Very good against Razor. Nice late game hero. I think something like that is what they want to do with Quake for this game. Like, you know, Invoker could be an option. Something that
10
can scale.
seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, they didn't ban Invoker.
Yeah. And they're set up there on their side. You know, you've got Primal Roar for Sunstrikes. You've got Cask. You've got pretty good team fight. And that would be some nasty push.
And they even
Escape
just ban it.
Gaming's
So
turn
there you go.
to pick.
Take care of the OD just in case Imperial thought about it. I think Invoker is definitely the best Quakefa hero left in the pool. His Lone Druid's still there too, but kind of a weird game for that too.
Yeah.
Don't think that's happening.
Might be a little bit
10
too much
seconds
late game
remaining.
security. And I think Puck, I mean, we saw him struggle earlier in that one
5
game on Puck.
seconds
A
remaining.
very brutal matchup. A lot of rotations his way.
Yeah,
Reserve
not really
time.
digging the.
I don't think this is an easy Puck game, though.
Yeah, he'll just
10
get like
seconds
lifted
remaining.
by Rubik, and then his life is over.
Like, I think you can
5
can
seconds
play an okay
remaining.
Lifestealer that's not as Infest Bomb centric. They pick up Timbersaw, so it is an Infest Bomb
Radiant
carrier.
team pick.
Now,
That's interesting.
is this a Quakefa Beast?
No, I think it's Quakefa Timber mid.
Quakefa Timber? Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause don't
So now they
Kezu
know-
does play Timbersaw sometimes.
10 seconds
Yeah, oh yeah,
remaining.
for sure. But I just assume that with
But-
the lanes, that's how it's gonna go.
I guess Timbersaw versus Razor, that's a pretty
seconds
easy
remaining.
matchup for Timbersaw. You can still last hit even without damage with Whirling Death.
I think they're gonna pick a different mid though, who can
Reserve time.
Oh,
still
yeah.
survive against Timbersaw,
Yeah,
but be
yeah.
a little bit greedier.
I keep forgetting. I can't wrap my brain around Safe Lane Razor.
We'll see though.
Mid
Maybe they'll
Skyrath
switch it
against
up.
the Timber, if they think that's the matchup.
That would be intense. I don't think Baby Knight plays that hero. Baby Knight plays like weird shit. I don't think they brood.
Dragon Knight,
Yeah, he plays Dragon Knight.
10 seconds remaining.
Shadow,
Fiend. Okay.
Razor and Shadow Fiend.
Why does Ace have the Legion? What's happening?
Are they going to
Joe's like, what have you done?
I like this escape draft a lot more, man. I have to admit. I think like Razor and Shadow Fiend as two of your cores. They're both pretty farm and momentum dependent, and they both don't really provide much but damage. Like Razor, okay, he's good anti-carry. He steals damage. That is definitely true. He's got some minus armor, but generally speaking, they do a lot of damage. That's their thing. So they've got good damage. You've got like stun from the Ogre, lift from Rubik, but Escape Teamfight scares me more.
I'm surprised that with the third pick Legion, they didn't go for any defensive hero up against it.
Yeah, that
like
is
they
peculiar.
They went tanky with like the Timbersaw final, but they didn't get like
no dazzle,
any sort of a saving. Yeah, no dazzle, nothing like that.
Yeah, but I think Escape's just like this Timbersaw could go totally ham. You know, he's going to be jumping around like crazy. You've got a pretty good Infest Bomb carrier now. You've got really good teamfight ultimates in the Witch Doctor, Warlock, Beastmaster. You can scale pretty well. My game just crashed. Okay. Well then. That's unfortunate.
Mine is still working.
I don't know. We'll see. What do you think? It sounds like you disagree. You like this Imperial draft?
I think the Shadow Fiend's a smart pick because I don't think Timber's going to dominate him in lane. Maybe he will just because Quakefa and Baby Knight's less experienced and Quakefa's in the mid lane. So maybe we'll see like an advantage that wouldn't necessarily be expected because of the heroes.
I guess I didn't mean to say that. I don't think he's going to dominate necessarily in that matchup, but I think he's not going to be dominated, and hence Koikva will be able to rotate, find kills, get momentum. Like I think he'll kind of dominate the early game, you know?
I think he comes online later than even a Shadow Fiend, though. Like
maybe.
I don't know how much he can really do before Bloodstone.
My Dota just crashed a second time in a row. Rut-row. Okay, let me reset.
Yeah, Cinder and saying people are crashing too.
Okay, good. It's not
and
just
looks
me.
like Lex is reconnecting. Everyone's crashing. The hell?
Yeah, it's like chain crashing. When you
I just crashed.
Uh-oh.
What? Dota?
Uh-oh.
The hell?
Hello. That's weird. We've been actually really stable all night. This is the first. We've had a couple of short pauses, but so far so good.
So scared when I have to reconnect them. I'm gonna like accidentally hit the.
Yeah, it must be everybody though. I see it in my Dota. Like everyone's coming back on Dota too. Oh wait, no.
All right, I'm in.
It's because I relogged on Steam. It's just telling me all my friends are playing Dota 2. God damn it. I mean,
oh, my friends.
All my friends. Okay, I'm back.
I'm in.
Sweet. Okay, so, predictions. What do we have here? Total number of towers killed before 25.
I'm going crazy.
0 to 5.
6 to 10 is a lot.
Yeah, dude. Which team will win? I think Escape. Player with the most D wards by 15 minutes.
Man, Sin does D-ward a lot.
I think I almost hit Yapzor. I'm going to do Sint.
I'm going with Rise. I'm picking Imperial.
All right.
I'm a believer.
Player with the first triple kill. I mean, that is just... I'm going to go ahead and say Yapzor. Quakefa. We'll see. I like it when we disagree, Trent. It's good.
Yeah.
I like
good.
one team,
I'm
you
all
like
in
the
Imperial.
other. All right, I'm all in on Escape, pretty much. I did Escape, Cinder, and Quakefa. Yeah, I'm all in the opposite way, so this is good. For all the imaginary marbles. Didn't Baby Knight used to play StarCraft? Wasn't he like a semi-pro StarCraft player?
And Dota 1 player, I believe.
Yeah. He's like a pubber in StarCraft. I don't think he ever really did anything in the pro scene, but...
They didn't swap heroes. Ace is actually playing the Legion safe lane, and Hessajo's going to do off-lane Razor. The supports will be there, so it's still going to be like an aggro try.
I don't want to prejudge this, but how do you feel about off-lane Razor?
Well, the whole point is that Legion... We had the same interaction the other day with the Legion and the Bat Rider, where like Legion is one of these heroes that she can 1v1 a lot of the offlaners. So she's really good against Bat Rider because she can purge off the sticky napalm, and then she's really good against Beastmaster because press the attack gets advantages up against the boars, and so Beastmaster can't just like run at you with boars and in the creep wave and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So this allows you to be really greedy with your Legion and get farmed on, or get a lot of farm early on in the game.
Okay.
And then that with someone like a Razor who's really good in aggro tries, he's very tanky. With a Rubik and an Ogre, they actually have like a baller tri lane here. And then Warlock needs a lot of levels, so he's better in dual lanes and tri lanes. Yapsor is the clutch hero here, though, with like the casks. That's the stuff that could really help them out.
Yeah. And they're pretty good tri-lane heroes on Imperial. And you've got Rubik, Fadebolt doing some AoE damage, Telekinesis, and of course the Ogre and all the things he brings to the table. Level 1 Ignite, no big surprise there.
It's also big because they're pulling supports away from mid, where they have SF, who obviously can be a little bit glass cannon in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just like erupts and like triple raises and shit, but other than that, he just gets roamed on, gets no last hits.
So on paper, if Koikva is playing the imaginary version of himself, Shadow Fiend versus Timbersaw, that should be a Shadow Fiend favored matchup mid, like assuming no support rotations, kind of all things equal. Like maybe Timbersaw
I think it's like
is okay early because of reactive, but Shadow Fiend eventually just has so much magic burst that you can kind of zone him, I would think.
once Koikva gets the Quelling Blade out, which I assume he probably will, I feel like it's a matchup that favors the Radiant, but only because it's a Shadow Fiend that shouldn't get totally dumpstered. I don't think Timbersaw dies.
Okay.
I think they just kind of trade farm, and I think that actually favors the Radiant.
I got you. Relatively even in the side that has the Shadow Fiend finds an advantage in an all equal scenario. All right, I could be behind that.
I think Koikva will kill him though. I think it'll happen. I think he's just Koikva God.
Yeah, no,
I sense it.
I think that's one of the reasons why I could never be a mid player. You know, even if I was like a competitive Dota player, it just seems like such a stressful role. You know, that's where you go up against the best players in the world. Like, all right, now it's just you versus Ferrari. You know, no big deal. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
enjoy yourself. You know. Oh,
okay.
that's so easy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me practice for that for a little. Like, Jesus. Mid stresses me out, man. So you're right about LC having a fine time down bottom. Kezu, he's doing all right. I mean, he's not getting totally zoned out here. It's a fairly even farm fest, so it's really going to come down to the tri-lanes. And so far, it is looking pretty even up here as well. Razor and Lifestealer both suffering within 1 or 2 last hits of each other, but not farming up to optimal capacity.
They block this off. Radiant. They really want to take control. They don't want this pull to be available, so they can just like hold the wave here with their tri lane and just let Razor farm. And then once the lane's held here, you just immediately like smoke mid or run mid as fast as you can to try and gank the Timber.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose which tri lane I'd rather have on my team, I would prefer the Radiant. Like Warlock he's annoying with Shadow Word, but he's just so squishy. He has to be so careful.
Yeah, he has high right click damage too, and like a decent animation and all that kind of stuff, but he doesn't have any items because it's Cinderin, so like all the gold goes to Yapsor, who has enough for brown boots but can't get to the shop.
I think it's really the Ogre. That's the part that tips it for me. I never want to be in a tri-lane against an Ogre. I think if I had to summarize it, well, Hesta Joe is farming pretty well. This is looking good for Radiant across the board. All 3 lanes coming out green.
Cockfin didn't go Quelling Blade. Interesting. I guess there's not much point against the Shadow Fiend, whereas like most of the matchups you see, even against range heroes, Timbersaws go for it, but knowing that he couldn't deny the early waves because he didn't have any support coming in, it's already 100 and some damage, so you have virtually no hope of denying him anyway, so save your gold for movement speed and securing runes and shit, just so you can actually have a chance at getting last hits with your Q.
Yeah.
The other thing about, we talked about like getting the lane to this point for the Radiant side. It's important because you think like, oh, well, they can gank a Timbersaw, but how are they going to kill Timbersaw? But in this matchup, he's not going to take any points in this chain. Like, what's that going to do for him? He's got a single point, but it's not like he's got double. So even once you're in the river, you can't actually reach the trees.
Well, Shadow Ward versus Ignite. Looks like the Warlock is successful here, and Witch Doctor will survive through it. That's a little counter I didn't really think of, but the Warlock heal just basically counters the damage over time from Ogre straight up. And then some, really. Now Era losing a lot of damage here, but he'll just walk away. Nice stun from Yapsor to break the static link.
Look at 45 damage out of it, though. And Bloodlusted. Back away from this bad boy.
Dude, 410 movement speed at 5 minutes. Just reliably. Phase Boots plus Bloodlust. That is scary.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that he's gone into this, like, aggro try, too.
This bottom lane...
Like, no bots.
Sorry, this bottom lane, though, has really gone the way of Ace. Beastmaster is now forced to go back to the jungle, and you're right, eventually it just gets too overwhelming with the odds.
Only needs 2 points as well.
Yeah.
Goes back to 2 in the moment of courage. This means his duels are going to be better.
LC is straight free farming, though. Level 7, 41 last hits. This is fabulous for Imperial.
He's going to see the Hawk. Oh, he doesn't see it. That would be so much gold. Good micro by Kezo.
All right. Slow game here. 6 minutes, 0 kills.
Please fix in-game mic.
Who?
I don't know.
You? Mine's working. You can see it on the stream. See how it goes white?
Yeah, mine's working too.
And then it stops, and I go. Let me double check. Maybe I touched something, but. Hello. Yeah, see, look, I'm in game. I'm open.
Oh, I bet it's probably because we reconnected.
Oh, yeah. No, that's totally it. Yeah, you might have to reconnect yourself or restart Dota. Whenever the game crashes, it usually messes up Dota TV. That is not on our end. If you reset, you can probably fix it. Sorry, folks. Down bottom, almost a little kill ski there, but it's all good. LC lives. And Rise will get a little bit of XP. So Ace going for phase boost. Okay. Very curious what build you go for, like a safe lane LC here. If you rush the blink, do you get armlet first? Like, does he skip armlet altogether? Do you go blade mail? There's a lot of options for this hero.
I think, yeah, just go like blink the build.
The build. Well,
I
mean, I guess it's more like armlet. Do you stop off for armlet at all, or like do you go for an armlet after blink, or is that just not even kosher on LC these days?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's up in the armlet.
Okay. There's got to be someone. You didn't have to say it like that. You were the only one buying armlet on LC. Please
I know, it's just
stop.
like no one really opts for it these days.
Quick
Nice
mid lane. This is what you were talking about. He's got Timber Chain, but they set it up. Ace has the duel and the Baby Knight, BBK. What is BBK? Is that a sponsor?
Isn't it just Baby Night?
Oh yeah, Baby Knight, BBK. I get it.
But I don't know why he has like his name and then his initials.
Uh-oh, he gets a little cocky under the tower here with the haste rune. He's actually going to take a lot of damage here. Okay, he TP's home. BBK. You know, it's like saying your area code after your name. Sayori 609, son. You just hit him with the extra. Do you guys have area codes in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Except recently, we had to get like a second one for our province, so there's like cool people who have the original one, like myself, and then there's like losers. But now you always have to specify, which sucks. And they made it so when you dial even a local number, you have to put in the area code. How shitty is that?
Oh, it's beat. Now, we had that in Jersey when I was a kid. They added another one.
It's awful. It's like now if I want to call like a pizza place, I have to dial 902 first. Not that I ever order pizza, because I don't.
I order pizza online now, dude. I never call.
Wow, listen, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Took away the little bit of human interaction that comes along with pizza
that was
delivery.
still left in my life.
The next step is just leave a 20 under the doormat and just yell from behind the door. It's under the mat, keep the change, leave the pizza, and get the fuck out.
Well, Rise got a ton of space down bottom. He's now level 6, because Legion is jungling. Easy gaming. Rise can like steal Hawk. Oh, look at this! Infested Witch Doctor. Oh, glorious.
This is the play, dude. Yapsor, he's ready. He's got the
I'm
raindrops.
just a lonely Witch Doctor.
Oh, they're going to find him.
Please don't hurt me.
Oh, hello, Rise. Oh, Roche is there, too. The cask doing work.
No hope.
That was a nice little infest bomb play there. That's pretty good. Oh,
the baits.
God.
Next thing you know, he'll be infesting Hawks. Rats.
Yeah.
Jeez, Hessa-Joe just got sent home. From just... Was that just... Stains? What the hell? He must have just been low from Stain.
Fatal Bonds.
Something.
I mean, Fatal Bonds actually... It does a deceptive amount of damage if you hit it on all those units.
I guess, yeah. He must have just like nailed them in a full creep wave and sent him home.
If you hit him with a Shadow Ward and a full creep wave, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. This is a really slow game, though. This is like 2 kills, 10 minutes, everyone farming, and the Radiant have a pretty staggering lead given how passive it is. 1,500 gold is not too bad. 10 minutes in, Shadow Fiend number 1. We're number 1. Dragonlance on brown boots. I hope he buys an Aghanims. I don't think he will, but I hope he does.
Dire's middle tower is
I don't know. I feel like he might just bots or something.
Oh, that could be cool. Oh, Ogre. He's going to walk right into it. Death Ward, Primal Roar. Hesta Joe taking so much damage here. He might live through it, but just barely. Baby Knight comes in onto Yapsor, drops the Requiem. They'll make it a 1-for-1. Now Ace on his way in. He's got the duel. Era, it's a stolen Death Ward. Rise gives them a taste of their own medicine. The Quixter not able to do much in the back line. And it is a 2-for-0. Imperial furthering their lead here. Kezu getting healed up by the Shadow Ward, trying to stay alive, and he will.
Thieves.
Okay.
Yeah, they are snowballing. I don't even know if
really
they're going
are.
to need like a Hurricane Pike or anything on this game. It's just like Baby Knight can just go like S and Y or some shit. Just run at faces.
I'm getting nervous about my predictions here. Escape, don't do me like this. I'm still waiting for Koikba to come online. He's the snake. No. Pocket aces. I was going to say snake in the grass, but that has a different connotation.
Now Noya's starting to get some free experience. He's in the mid lane. Throwing some Bloodlust, doing his thing. What is the game plan right now as I take a gander at this game?
Farm.
Baby Knight gets his next item. They group up. They smoke. Get duels.
Aaron needs armlet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's behind, eh?
He's got the recipe coming, but he's still missing the blades.
Ooh, they're in a tough spot. They need to get stuff done while Quake farms and, like, make the space for that.
They need to make something happen with this Warlock ult.
Yeah, that's the big enabler.
This is the big kahuna here.
Look at this. They scan behind the tower. Down here with Syndran. Like, yo, guys, come on, let's get this tower. I'm going to dump my ulti.
Meanwhile, Imperial, they're grouped up mid. They hungry. Shadow Fiend. You know, I kind of like Dragonlance bots. I think that's cool here. The movement speed is so sick. You just chase people down.
Yeah, I don't think it would take advantage of how far ahead they are if you went bots, though. That'd be the only thing I'd say.
What, you think S and Y does that?
Even, like, Blink. Like, just getting on top of them. Like, moving with your Legion Commander.
Yeah, with LC, Blink is a very snowball item. I'll give you that.
They're so ahead, it feels like. And then you definitely want a BKB at some point, too, so you have to, like, take that in consideration when you're buying your other items.
Look how afraid Escape are right now, though, man. They just do not want any part of this. It's rough to sacrifice your tier 2 mid at 13 minutes, but...
They need to Warlock ulti to defend anything, and they're just not in position yet. They got the bottom tower, though, which is nice.
They finally got the armlet. I think they definitely don't take that fight without the armlet. And it's only minimal damage on the tower, honestly. Smoke rotation. Soon to expire. Yapsor looking for an initiation. He may just fish his wish, but this is kind of scary.
Smoke runs out, but they're outside the ward vision. So the Radiants still don't know.
Still all of Imperial grouped up about the top lane.
Radiant have scan. They get suspicious.
What day of the
See
week
the Hawk.
is it?
That. What?
What day of the week is it?
Thursday?
Thursday.
You clown.
Hey, man. Can't tell. It's 11 a.m. and this feels like my 6 p.m.
All right, Bloodlusted Legion. Bloodlusted.
Slow and steady, dude.
Razor.
They're just gonna slow siege this and wait for Escape to do something. Primal Roar out onto Hesta Joe, but it gets cleansed off. Press the attack, baby. There's the rock from Syndran. Connects on 4. Where's the follow-up damage, though? They cut down the Ogre as Koikva jumps in the back lines. Ace, he still has the duel. He'll hold it for now. I think Escape need a little bit more here.
Yeah, their control's all spent with the ulti. Lots of movement speed, though. They get the Razor.
Yeah, Hesta Joe gets isolated in the tree line. Ace now getting low. He wants to turn to duel, but that is not going to be a successful notion. Lucky that he didn't, as the Death Ward comes down. It works out pretty well for Escape. They take a good fight. They get about a 2,400 net worth swing. Shadow Fiend doesn't die, so it's not all bad.
That's my problem with bots, though. Like,
hey, we got it. Syndran.
why are we buying bots on a team that is, like, looking to group up against... Like this telling Quickbook, just because you bots down here by yourself, dude. Like,
that's pretty damaging.
Huge. That's a soul booster for Koikva. But like, you're buying bots, and I get it because the movement speed and they're lacking a lot of control inside of Dire, so I can see how it's like you can want it. But I feel like they're so ahead right now that Shadow Fiend's so good at that snowballing, like minus armor aura. Let's all group up. Let's take buildings.
Well,
my Razor doesn't have
it's
ulti
like
yet.
a
So
self-fulfilling prophecy here. Now that they've lost that lead, it's good that he has the BOTs so we can farm it back.
I guess, but like now he's building into a Shadow Blade too.
Yeah.
Could have like head the Shadow. I don't know.
No,
I
it
don't
is
think Shadow Blade would have helped him anyway. So,
But it is a little contradictory, though. BOTs is for splitting up the map, farming, and then having extra movement speed in fights. If you're 5-manning, the BOTs are not the value item. That's for sure. But regardless, that death kind of does create some space up top, and they finish off that tier 1 tower. Escape never regrouped to try to mount a defense. I mean, it's basically Shadow Blade or Blink, right? You have to go some kind of mobility positioning tool on the SF, even with the BOTs.
yeah, it's a decent silver edge game too.
Yeah, this gives you a little extra. I think sometimes it's nice to have the Shadow Blade just so you can get in the back line. Yeah, if you can start the fight with a good Requiem, Shadow Blade makes that possible a little more regularly than the Blink. It's LC with 20 dual damage.
Good vision. Oh, they smoked under it. Did he just mean to hit that? You're holding a sentry, bro.
Doesn't really look like it.
Rise.
Radiant's bottom tower.
If they meant to smoke there, then it was very awkward.
I'm probably going to deward that right now, honestly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But they might get a tower out of this. Escape's still not really interested in fighting. They do have
The
Warlock
threatening
up ult.
smoke.
Yeah,
Get
there
him
you
that
go.
hawk. Not doing it.
Rotation up top. TP's away. Imperial will disengage. Rubik's still smoked up.
Well, quickly gets his bloodstone. Nicely done. So, good kill. Oh yeah, he actually hasn't taken a single point in the heals. I thought when he got the death ward stolen, it was just a mistake, but he actually didn't take a W point, so he can't toggle voodoo restoration the second he death wards.
Yeah.
So
Against a Rubik, it feels like it's worth it just to get the value point so you can cast it. Stealing Death Ward can be devastating. That's a really good spell steal. Slow and steady, man. I mean, I guess this is the tail end of Europe. This is game number 9, right, I think? Is this game 8? Can't remember.
I think this is 8. I think we still have 2 more to go.
So we have 2 more after this. So, yeah, I'm sure the teams are feeling it as well. This is towards the tail end of the first day grind.
Yeah, it's tough, eh?
Slow and steady.
What do
I
you
mean,
even do?
You do notice that, like, basically as the stakes rise and as fatigue rises, teams tend to play just a little more conservatively. Like, whether it's on LAN or qualifiers for a big tournament. So it's not super surprising to see this game here. Just a little slow and steady. Everybody just playing very safe right now, for the most part. Except for that BOT bottom from the Shadow Fiend. But, I mean, generally speaking, it's just a lot of safe farming, friendly territory, some ward battles. Hey, Armlet coming out on LC. What's going on, son? What's happening?
Easy.
What's
Easy
happening?
game.
Where you at?
No
Where you
blade
at?
mail this game. He's not feeling it, I guess. I feel like blade mail has a lot of value, but he's not liking it.
You said no one. No one. Harsh
No one.
words. Rudy.
Never, ever.
No one.
Idiot Andrew. Andrew, you ignorant slut.
Right? I mean,
God.
it fits
I thought
LC, you know, but
I saw that episode of The Office like 3 days ago, and it took me like a full day and a half before like I'm just doing something completely unrelated, and it just popped in my head what episode it was. Dwight, you ignorant slut.
it's the safety training one,
Yeah,
right?
it's
It ends with it, like they're not hardcore enough, and he's like, it's where they drop the melons over the roof onto the
Into the
trampoline.
Classic.
That's a good one. Oh boy, Baby Knight, he's got himself the Shadow Blade. Pew, pew. And ooh, Kezu. That's a level 2 Necro book. By golly. I reckon he'll have a level 3 book by this time next minute.
Nice.
Uh-oh, Baby Knight, they find him. They've got the damage all right. The Death Ward laying into him.
Oh.
It's not enough for the kill quite yet.
he's
Now
dead.
Synderin drops the rock. Oh, yeah, that'll finish him off. The Maledict. Stolen rock, though. It's the Warlock the other way. Rise with some good steals. Escape
player.
are getting cleaned up. Hesta Joe in the back line doing so much damage, but whoa, all of a sudden Koikva arrives, and Hesta Joe just disappears. LC finds a dual victory onto the Witch Doctor, but Koikva still laying in the damage. He now gets a kill on the Ogre Magi. Hey, the hero. What did we say, Trent? Koikva. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. What did I say? That's my bad.
I wasn't a believer.
Dude, I can't believe how fast that Razor died, though. That fight looked so convincing for Imperial until the Razor just went from full to 0 in a full rotation of the Timber Saw. Like, that was insane. Koikva's now up to 15 Bloodstone charges, 2,000 gold. Uh-oh, Ace.
Oh, that's disaster. Yeah, he should be fine, though, yeah. No way. Wow. Yeah, he got shredded. Just completely died.
Yep.
Dunzo. Big steals by Rise, but not enough. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I saw some people saying like the game's looking passive and that's good for the Radiant, but my only concern is there's this guy called Warlock, and then he buys Refresher or he buys Aghanims.
So
and
Cinderin's gonna be getting an Aghanims Refresher on Warlock. That good luck.
I mean, it just happens though. Like as the game goes later and later, like that's the kind of stuff that.
Yeah, I mean,
despite
eventually.
there being cores, that hero just becomes ridiculous.
I agree and disagree. It does to a point, but then there's like this window after that where the golems become fairly manageable. I mean, the stun can be enough where your carries get nasty right clicks, but I mean, eventually they just kind of become food for heroes like Shadow Fiend and LC. Also Razor. Like, I think they scale pretty well against the Warlock, especially at this rate. By the time he has Aghanim's Refresher, we're talking like 45, 60 minutes. Here we go. Cinderin dueled. Basically two-shot as they bring him down. The rest of the fight continues now as Koikva comes online, sets it up on Baby Knight. Buddy gets off the double ult before he goes down. Now Cask bouncing around, sets it up on Rubik. 2 for 2 as Imperial start to strike back. Razor still alive. He's stolen a fair bit of damage here. Koikva has to make it up to the high ground, and he will. All right, a pretty even fight. Well, 2 supports for a core and a support, so I guess slight advantage for Escape, but
yeah,
it's a fairly even trade, all things considered.
It's a lot of their pushing power, though, too.
Era, he's ready to man up here. He goes in deep, maybe too deep. He's just getting clicked down by the Razor. Underestimating the power of the Lightning Revenant.
Yeah, it really was, too.
Hesta Joe, man, he's just playing those bongos all the way to the bank.
Can't toggle during that ulti, and then the jump in now. Counter ulti from the Warlock. Ace.
Ace goes in too hard, and Koikva gives him the punish. They're going to continue to pursue. Ogre tries to TP out.
The trees are cut.
That's so unfortunate. Well, unfortunate for Koikva, I guess. Okay, well, it's a Warlock ult, but they get a pretty decent cleanup. Goldgraph's still fairly plateaued. They save the tier 2 tower mid and kind of break things up. Still 18 Bloodstone charges, though, up on Koikva.
Every time I think Imperial have now like taken the lead and like taken an advantage and are gonna press and like go take Roche or something, they just get 3-man or 4-man golemed. Cinderin's like saving this game right now. Koikva saved the bottom fight, but
yep,
the top tower fight and then that mid fight both saved by Cinderin.
Can't stop the rock, man. And now they've got the Blink Dagger on Beastmaster. This is one of the things you were worried about with Infest Bombs, not having a great carrier, and he might have to delay his Necro. Does he have Blink and Necro 3? Nope, just Blink. So he has altered the build.
He got Necro 2. I mean,
Necro 2, yeah. So he's altered the build a little bit. Now they have the Blink Dagger, so this should, at least in theory, get a bit easier for Escape. They've got a better source of initiation. Era going for his tried and true SNY, it looks like. Also a change of pace. We've seen a lot of Echo Saber, Deso, Armlet, Lifestealer, and this is not quite the same.
Different.
So I guess he's preferring kind of like SNY over Echo Saber, essentially, and then probably moves into Deso after that.
The Radiant build, too, right? Like a lot of movement, being kited around, too. Like now there's a Hurricane Pike on Hesta Joe. The bots are up on the SF with the Shadow Fiend, so it's hard to keep track.
And SF could eventually go for the Hurricane Pike himself. He's already got a Dragonlance, so that's fair enough.
Nice. I got my towers right. Did you go 0 to 5?
Yep.
Nice. We're in.
2 for 2, baby. And it looks like LC is going into Blade Mail, so it was just a little stop-off. Honestly, it doesn't feel like Ace has gotten too much value out of this armlet. The little kills he's gotten since he got it, I think, were locks regardless. It's an okay farming tool. It does give you some sustainability.
Yeah, they...
I think it's slightly better if you're a higher octane game that, you're fighting a bit more. That's when Armlet tends to shine on that hero. But hey, that's just me.
That's just in Dota 2. So they see Koikfa here thanks to their ward. Wow, that sentry just barely misses, eh? That's scary.
This is interesting
Probably
positioning.
safer than he is.
Kind of baiting with Koikva. The rest of his team smoked up on the back line.
Ward, though. Spotting them now.
I think they're all going to be okay. Koikva in a further defensive position. He's also got Blink Dagger now, so he has slightly more mobility.
18 Bloodstone charges. Whew.
Yep. Yar.
Neither team's super confident in Roche, with the other one at least having lost the hero.
It's a
Dire
pirate's
moving
life for
toward it
me.
now with the Necros. Okay.
It's
Just
a
as I
Roche.
say that. They're in.
Roche it. So it is the SNY up on Era now. This is a pretty good time to fight. You look at the kit that Dire has. They've got a 4-staff up on Witch Doctor. Now they'll have an Aegis. A couple of Blink Daggers. They've got a really nice set here to try to take a good fight. But on the flip side, that's a fresh BKB up on Baby Knight. Roger, Breaker Niner.
This was a good play by Imperial because they saw, or rather by Escape, because they saw Imperial going into their jungle and they stayed there for a long time. They're like, okay, we can Roche right now and they can't get here. So they traded the tower for the Aegis. Imperial probably fully aware of what they were trading once the Dire side never showed up and Quakefoot was here and did that little rotation. But it's very hard to fight and get into the Roche pit from the Radiant side. We all know that. So getting yourself the tower isn't the worst thing. I think overall, still favoring the Dire. Everything's up.
Bird taken down. And 4-staff out on Warlock. So much for the Aghanim's refresher.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Just going
I think it's
mobility.
just not really his thing. Doesn't really get the farm. They have so much more.
2 4-stabs, 2 blinks. There's just no way, dude. Like, even in a game where you're kind of winning, Warlock gets like... I think you can get Ag's refresher reasonably if you're getting safe lane farm, if you're like a mid-core, or you go for like a, pre-10-minute Midas or something. Then you're going to have an Ag's refresher at a decent time, but when you're just on 4 or 5, it's so hard to get the money for it unless you're just finding kill after kill.
A lot of teams you'll see, like, they just give so much more priority to the Warlock.
Yeah.
But either way.
Ooh, down bottom, they catch Ace. Best Bomb with the Blink Dagger on Kezu starts things off. Now they're going to go on to Hesta Joe. 4-staff back, but the Necro Book is down. Still open wounds. Tough stuff for the Razor here. And now Kezu jumps forward, looking for some body blocks, some additional right clicks. Razor should die pretty quickly. That last tick of Maldic did so much damage. And they're not done yet. Rise, TP's home. No stun to interrupt. Cask couldn't quite get in range. And they ping out that tier 1 mid. Escaper ready to push. They still got the Aegis. Nice, easy pickup there. And only a Primal Roar used to do that, so they still can continue this fight. They've got the Chaotic Offering. They've got Death Ward. They're ready to keep the pressure on.
They can just push into the mid lane. Life's easy. Just backdoor that first tower and then just continue on. Razor will be back up at that point, so they might not be able to get the secondary one. Baby Knight's just farming inside the jungle. Silver Edge now done.
Silver Edge. Is there anything? Well, reactive armor, I guess that's really the big one. I mean,
And the reduction of damage on the Timber Saw is pretty insane too. Like if you get at the right moment in the fight when he gets off his full combo,
oh, yeah.
that's pretty huge.
Yeah, that's
Reactive
true.
armor is weird too because it like doesn't remove the stacks.
Yeah, it just stops
Talked about
new
this interaction
ones
a couple
from
times.
coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For you people out there thinking about building it in your pubs, just consider that. Still good.
It's good if you can kind of get the initiation, but it's not good to use on him mid-fight, obviously.
For that reason, the damage reduction is still ridiculous. Very handy against Timber.
But if you can pop out of your invisibility and backstab him to start the fight, it is so good.
That's a Lincoln's Lifestealer?
No way.
I believe it is.
It's a pretty decent Lincoln's game. Good control. Duel.
The
Static
damage
link.
steal.
Yeah. Okay, I could see the Lincolns. A little bit passive, but they've got a lot of other damage. And with the SNY Armlet, I mean, the Lifestealer is not really hurting for damage. You've also got extra attack speed from the Inner Beast. It's kind of a cool twist, but I think it's a more well-rounded build. They trade towers. Tier 1 down bottom. It's finished off by the Shadow Fiend.
If he's raged, he can only get dueled or... well, I mean, you can steal spells, but obviously Rubik won't be targeting him, so as long as he's in rage mode, he can only be targeted by duel or static link, and both you'd be very happy if they were blocked by Lincolns. That's a really nice bonus.
Yeah, for sure. Hurricane Pike up on the Shadow Fiend now, so he still has this 10-second BKB. That's how kind of passive the last 5 to 10 minutes of this game have been.
They're going to double Lincolns.
That's kind of cool. It's one of these games where there are a number of single target spells for them to intercept, but all of them are pretty good. You know, you stop stuns from the Ogre. Oh, okay, I'll take that. You know, static link, not much else LC can break it with, so it's... I think it's really smart here. Baby Knight going in onto Cinderin, that's a freebie.
Episode is just like building a Lotus Orb. Interesting game.
I don't understand the Lotus Orb Witch Doctor as much.
Not gonna be able to afford Aghanims, probably.
I mean, why not just get Glimmer Cape?
Fair point. Not that much magic. It would be kind of nice up against the SF ulti, actually.
I think it's also just a cool mobility
Baby
piece,
Knight?
you know? All right, well, there's his BKB, but they've got right clicks. They've got Death Ward. Holy throw, Batman. That was also his 10-second BKB, mind you, so they don't have to worry about that anymore. So that was basically like greed to kill the Hawk. That was how that whole thing started. That's why he was there.
Yeah, like I guess.
Oh, man, that's brutal.
I'm not too certain.
I mean, it's less about that kill, giving them a lot of money, and more his BKB and buyback are not available for 40 seconds. So they can take a free tower mid, farm out this Radiant jungle. If Roche was up, they could go for it, but he is still going to be down for a little while.
And Era. Be up to. Sheev's got to be on the... Wow, man. The Cliff was farming so fast. 1,000 gold ahead of our bot Shadow Fiend. Wow. Of course, he did just die, so it's understandable. Legion Commander has fallen way off. I mean, happens to the hero. Only has, what, 4 duels at this point in the game.
It's... Yeah. Imperial have sort of been on the back foot. It's been hard for them to hunt for the kills. LC doesn't really have a great hunting partner this game, which is kind of unfortunate. You know, it'd be nice if they had another Blink Dagger carrier that could do some burst damage. Like an LC Lion, you know, that could roam around together, find kills. Yeah. But they don't really have that. It's only in these big team
like
fights.
Mobile core or something, like in the mid lane. Because they have like double kind of same idea heroes, like the Razor and the Shadow Fiend are both like kind of group up 5-man heroes, but they don't do that well in like quick engagements on the sides, which is like the kind of friend Legion likes to have. And then they missed that big 5-man window when like that one fight top. Like this line doesn't have just a single way to succeed, but one of the ways to succeed was 5-man Dota starting at that point when they were ahead, and they had that. But that one Cinderin ulti was actually just like devastating.
Really
just
was.
Took that option out of their game. And it's like, okay, well, swap your plans, boys.
It's like that coupled with the Shadow Fiend BOTs down
lane.
bottom. Here we go. The jump. Hesta Joe gets dropped.
He dead. No buyback.
High ground siege commences now. Era has the Lincoln's buff. Still hasn't finished his, but already coming in handy. Necker units in the back line. This Ogre getting a lot of dings. Baby Knight pops the BKB, but the clutch ult from Cinderin actually saves the Apsor. It's a very defensive, chaotic offering, but it's also a 9-second BKB on the Shadow Fiend. I think worth it to keep his friend alive.
Steel was on cooldown, but he didn't get anything.
Huh. Weird.
Must have hit an illusion by mistake or something.
Yeah, I don't know. My biggest fear right now for Imperial is like they're kind of hanging on with these little fights, but once this Shadow Fiend's BKB gets to 5 seconds, this whole thing just gets a lot easier for Escape. Like, they already can deal with him through BKB fairly effectively. Without it,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's already tough.
He doesn't have a particularly damage-centric build, even though he's pretty farmed. He's just not that scary, simply put.
Yeah, now you start thinking about things like that butterfly one out. There we go. That's a nice item for Legion. That's a big jump up in terms of like overall damage and
no, that's huge.
facility. Baby Knight's going to scout out the Timber Saw, but he's gone, so he won't find him. Same gang spot again here from Escape. Dan will find one. But it's actually 3 heroes.
All right. Man, this game it's been so stalemate. I feel like so much of this game has been this like 5 heroes here, 5 heroes here, and let's just kind of dance around and try to bait the other team into going for it. And very seldom has the other team actually gone for it. It's more just been, you know, these infest bomb kind of pickoffs here and there. Baby Knight needs to be a little careful. Sentry wards, they have any detection? No, they've got a little bit. Hesta Joe, he walks right into it. There's the Infest Bomb, Primal Roar. BKBs pop by both. Duel jumps in. They bring down Witch Doctor. Not a bad-looking fight for Imperial, though. It's breaking into 2 chunks. They finish off Kezu. They'll continue to pursue. It looks like Synderen may be the next to fall.
Maledict damage. Oh, they got to heal him fast. Oh, it was the last one. Okay, never mind. Whew. Thought there was another one coming. That was close.
Dude, that was a great fight.
See what they did with the Ace? They run him up here, right? And they have the Legion sitting to the side. So they know the roar is going to come. How instantaneous was that press the attack? I think that roar lasted like a quarter of a second.
Yeah.
Then immediately Legion gave him the press the attack. He popped his BKB and they ran at them. Perfect setup by Imperial. Super impressive stuff.
Yeah, and not only was it the perfect press the attack, and then after that setup, he goes in, gets a duel, and it's like that Witch Doctor is just insta-gibbed. Also, Escape dancing around like that without Synderen ult is just risky a little bit. If they have Chaotic Offering there, it goes the other way, or at least it's more of a fight, but without it. Imperial showing a sign of life. Roikba. The Quakester. Shiva's Guard.
Quakester. And Aghanim's. Wow, the rest of that was on the courier. Holy shit, he is farmed. God damn, dude. He farmed so fast.
24k net worth. Yeah, that's pretty insane. He's getting very hard to deal with. It's like, as long as Escape don't just whiff, like, get baited into the, you know, the easy press the attack like last time after Primal Roar. If it's a slightly longer, drawn-out fight, Koikva should be able to pretty much clean up the back line. Down goes Roche.
Actually brought it fully into their favor, eh, with the net worth. I mean, I'll go back down now, so enjoy this brief moment, but...
Yeah. Wow, that is a big swing. Holy crap. The era that picks up the Aegis.
You get a Lincoln's, and you get a Lincoln's.
So there's 3 Lincolns now.
Yep.
1 on Radiant, 2 on Dire.
This isn't a drow game or anything, though, so... SF's still a little bit sad.
There's 3 Lincolns. There are 2 Hurricane Pikes, 3 Force Staves, and 3 Blink Daggers. My God. Talk about, like, positioning tools slash defensive-esque items between the Force Staves and Lincolns.
Just a lot of active stuff. No, like, SNYs and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of buttons to be pressed, boys.
Both sides just have amazing ways to disengage. It sort of makes sense to see that low kill score when you look at the way they've all itemized. Like, just when both teams have a great defense, this is kind of what you're matched up with. But as we've seen, all about the initiation.
This is the real test for Escape, though. Going high ground. Don't have the best heroes. Obviously, Timbersaw's virtually useless. Beastmaster's nice for the aura he's going to give to the Lifestealer, but Lifestealer's not quite at the same level as Jug and Luna in terms of our current position once. He's close. You know, he's got decent damage. He's got the rage. It helps. But he's not really the, you know, Jug and Luna are just kind of like, they hit buildings, you know. They're pretty damn good at it.
Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race. Breaking high ground is definitely not easy. I think Escape will definitely be more comfortable taking a fight out of the base and then trying to push off of it, even with the Aegis.
Yeah, try and use your vision advantage from the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
Catch out maybe a scouting, shadow blading, shadow fiend or something like that.
I mean, they've found success with pickoffs. That's what it's all about. Running up to the high ground is definitely not in line with that same strategy and really scary against an LC, even with this low extra duel damage. You know, just catching somebody in range of tower where Shadow Fiend can just run in, you know, BKB, Requiem, all that stuff. Still super scary.
Kizu needs a Force Staff or a Yule Scepter soon, though.
I mean,
Or a halberd or something. Something to brink Lincolns.
One of the other problems for Escape, though, is also Timbersaw is almost capped out. Like, what do you replace here? Yeah, you upgrade your boots, okay, but...
Yeah, this ain't a Moonshard hero.
Yeah, so you don't really have great late game on this Escape lineup, and Lifestealer now going for Lincolns. I mean, he's not super late game oriented either. I think you want to be looking to end this sooner rather than later while your Timbersaw is still like maxed out and super strong, because Shadow Fiend still has pretty good ways to go. I mean, he's itemized defensively also, but I mean, he's still holding on to an Aquila. You know, he's got a whole slot left.
Here we go. This is that scout though. Our Baby Knight's up ahead. It's spooky. Goes mid though. It's too scared to go. This again. We talked about this last game too. But when you're Radiant, this sucks. Like you can't go into your jungle. It's so difficult. It's kind of the same way as Dire, but in Dire, like if you look at the way it's set up, you can like walk this way and come in, or you can like come in even this way. Like these are two separate paths. They're relatively close. It's just not the same on the Radiant. Like you can't. Like what are you gonna do? Like walk out here and it just I don't know. It's not right. You know.
It's not right.
It's different. It's harder to do, and then
Yeah.
you don't have a good place to farm. Like if you're Dire side, you can at least like control your Ancients area, and they're like trying to do that right now as the Radiant, but spookier. It's further away from towers.
Ooh,
Radiant gaming is
scary.
hard, and then this whole time as Dire control this whole really like this whole section of the map, all of this they're also just guarding Roche, so they just end up getting it whenever they want. Of course, it's still sitting on Era for another minute here, but as the game progresses, they just always carry on that same control.
Yeah, part of me feels like they should have tried to do more with this Aegis. I mean, maybe they'll go mid now. They're starting to converge, but even starting this push with 45 seconds left, a pretty good chance this thing expires before you've really committed to a fight.
And the Radiant Lion ways. No one can be alone. No one can get roared. Just lose.
Starting to feel like AC and TI2 or whatever it was, where he started flaming those Chinese teams for not doing anything but farming.
I like that. Like, is that the Koreans in TI3? The Korean cast or the Japanese cast?
Oh, I know. It's the
I think
Korean
it was the
one
Korean
that's, like,
cast. Yeah.
super,
Crazy.
super hype.
So funny.
Yeah.
And the guy gets so farmed, they're talking about him buying another hero. Oh, that's a dead witch doctor.
I think so. Yep, Sori survives a little bit longer than planned.
Oh,
Ace can't
Imperial.
get there for the duel damage. It's
Oh, the mini
unfortunate.
Koikva. Pop that Lincoln. Oh, it's popped.
Duel
Give
be
him the
big
duel.
here. They're actually going to get it. Koikva taking a lot of damage, and they've got it. It's a victory and back-to-back kills. 2 down on the side of Escape. Imperial finally breaking out of the stranglehold inside their base, and they want more. They're trying to chase down Era, but meanwhile in the top lane, Kazoo, he's split pushing.
I really need a kazoo now. I have a Vuvuzuela.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Where does one
From
buy
Quebec.
a Vuvuzuela?
I bought it in Quebec on my grade 9 trip.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, for like watching hockey, you know.
Oh, I didn't realize they were for hockey. I only know them from that World Cup where it was just like,
I'm pretty sure that's why they even brought them here.
dude,
So
it took me
Everyone got hyped up.
multiple days of watching the World Cup of just like, is like swarmed by bumblebees? What the hell is going on? Why is there just a constant in the background?
That's
It's like,
South Africa?
yes,
Is that
the
right?
one in South
Yeah.
Africa, and it's like, no, it's just thousands of people all buzzing vuvuzuelus at the same fucking time. It's not even
I'd
a
go-
cool instrument. It just like hurts your mouth after
Not a
5
cool
minutes.
instrument.
I mean, I can
Come on
think
now.
of
It's in my attic, or I'd go get it. Maybe I should go
several
get it anyway.
instruments. I actually am hard pressed to think of a less
Fuck it, I'm
cool
getting
instrument.
Yeah, that's right.
I gotta pause, so you might as well. I'm so hungry though, my tummy. Boop 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 boop. I wanna celebrate and live my life. Boop boop boop, saying hey yo. Gotta let go. All right, guys. We're going to really pump it up here. Let's get a little... Okay.
You know, sometimes in life, you just got to get your vuvuzela out.
That's true.
Whew. Now I'm out of breath, though. So many stairs. Attic is so far away.
Here you go, guys. We can listen to the Albatross song while we're stuck in the pause.
I'll try my vuvuzela. I'll move the mic away, don't worry.
Does it even make different notes? Isn't the whole thing with the vuvuzela that it's...
one.
Yeah, it just makes the solid...
It's all laughing.
It sounds like a constipated elephant having an aneurysm, dude. It sounds so bad. Uh-oh, speak of the devil, ace up top, primal roar, micturated upon by the Vuvuzuelas of Quake.
How did they pop as Lincolns? Oh, right, never mind, that's the Legion.
Oh, he doesn't have a Lincoln's, that too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Kezu would have done it with the mana burn on the little guy.
For some reason I was just envisioning that he was being Lincoln somehow.
The archer and the warrior. The little archer.
Vuvuzelas. A stupid instrument. I guess you can't really call it an instrument either.
It's like a one-note tuba, dude. It's terrible. Yeah. Here we go, the high ground defense. There is a glyph still available for Imperial. Also a buyback for LC, but holding it for now, Yap Zor. Too far forward. And follow-up's not going to be there. Oh, crikey, mate.
South Africa's got you saying crikey now?
Oi.
Practically Australians.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
More banished British people.
I was yelling while I was cooking, and I combined crikey with cripes. I was like, cripey! Oh, cripey! And then I kept saying it because it got stuck in my brain. I'm like, what the fuck is cripey? That's like cripes and... Ugh. It's nonsense. I'm just yelling nonsense at this point.
Who, you?
Never.
Never.
Never, I say.
Well, they killed Witch Doctor. Push is stalled. They bail. Wait for Roche. Lines being drawn from the rating saying, hey guys, want to go control Roche? Maybe? Yeah?
Oh
Hesta
my, Hesta Joe rotten.
Force
He's in a world of hurt.
Two.
The Force that chain keeps him alive though, and now he pops the BKB. He's ready to go man mode. Come on, Razor, get in there. Lincoln on Lincoln action, and that will keep Era safe. Another BKB down. That takes Razor to 8 seconds. All right, and what is Shadow Fiend at for the sake of checking here? 7 seconds. Oh my. Remind me to turn on my Shag Bark after this game because...
Why don't you just turn it on now? Oh, you have to equip it.
Well, I think you can turn it on in games, but I'm embarrassingly slow at using the armory, so...
Oh god, I didn't. Yeah, don't even try.
Okay, well, I tried. All right, let me... Can I, like, item...
No, come back.
Oh god.
The other side are gonna smoke up and shit.
Are you serious?
They're getting close to the pit.
Are you... Okay, yeah, this is a good time. All right.
Come on back. Don't risk it.
We're back. We ain't gonna risk it for the biscuit this time. Roche becoming the focal point of this game. The big boy soon to respawn. Beastmaster close to the AC.
Oh, so he's not buying anything to pop Lincolns. So yeah, I guess just go with the Necro as he said. Very slow though. You have to like blink, Necro, toggle.
It's tedious.
Use the thing, then roar.
Although, can't you kind of cheese it with a control group where you just like roar, hit the button that has the like, you know what I mean?
And like, no, it doesn't work with like axes and shit if it's not the same unit.
No,
that's what you mean.
I mean, like set the archer that has the mana burn to control group 2.
That was a fast duel.
Yeah, it sure was. Witch Doctor dies first. Now Kezu taking huge damage before the Infest Bomb even comes out. Cinder and drops the rock, but it may be too little, too late. Baby Knight taking some damage, but LC there with the heal. Timber Saw jumping around the back line, but Koikva, he just gets destroyed. Cinderin hiding in the tree line. He TP's home. Another disastrous fight for escape. 18-18, but it is Imperial coming out big.
Huh. Imperial are doing it, dude. I don't know. That was a really questionable fight from Escape. I mean, they got caught totally off guard, obviously. Like, the Absolute is suddenly just dead. And then Kezu's so low that he doesn't want to throw a Roar, so it looks like they're just bailing on the fight, but then they just throw a Warlock ulti and try and fight it anyway, so everyone dies.
Yeah, there's also a Scotty up on Shadow Fiend, and most importantly, they know there's no Chaotic Offering, and that's the big ult that will deter them at this stage. It's an easy mid lane of Barracks, and I think they just back out here. Play it safe. Ogs McGee, he's going to pick up the Vladimir's Offering. He's just got a casual buckler right now, keeping everybody safe. I like this guy.
He even bought back on Quakefoot, too, despite the Bloodstone.
Did he? Oh, wow, he did.
And they didn't even stop Rax.
Damn, dude, this is... The passivity is...
Seriously, that play with the press the attack was like the big momentum shift.
Yeah.
Like, that was a massive play.
No, it really
that took
was.
them from that, like, 4K down. And you had to make a big play because they were down quite a few items. And then suddenly that just swaps instantly 4K. And then we still stay even for a little bit, like escape or farming and stuff. But they have enough of these items just because of that they were able to do the big full bounce back. Damn.
What is Escape's record right now? Like, are they pretty hungry for wins? Could it be possible that this potential loss to Imperial is their deal breaker? That would be...
I think they're... Actually, I don't know
so.
what they're...
I mean, there's still a lot of games to go. We're not even at the halfway point yet, but still. Baby Knight, he walks up to the high ground. He goes right in onto Kezu.
Oh, again.
Beastmaster gets dropped. Rubik dies in exchange. Era does get into a good position. But now the BKBs get used, and Baby Knight just cleans up the back line. BBK destroying supports, and now Era dueled up by Ace. There's just nothing Quakefoot can do. The Timbersaw doesn't scale enough. At this stage, he just simply doesn't hurt.
I feel like they think they were further ahead.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it. I mean, that's
like,
a 1 for 5. They could GG out right now, and I don't think anybody would think twice.
No buybacks on several heroes. Buying items.
They have one buyback.
Yeah, like they don't have any on the Beastmaster though, and he like has this half-assed AC. Wasn't able to finish that off in time. It's over. The building's being punched.
Do they just go straight for the win here? Like, is this literally game over? There's no glyph. They can't come up.
It's over. No one's flying back.
GG.
I believe that is a victory horn for Imperial.
Wow. Well, Zyori got fucked arenoed again. Imperial, the horns of justice. Well done.
Can we bring this to Montreal?
You should, actually. You really should, if you can
It's
get it on an
collapsible.
airplane. Good. Oh, well, even better. The it's a Vuvuzela, I guess. There's only 2 U's.
No, Vuvuzuela, isn't it?
Well,
it's
not according to Twitch chat, but I don't know about their expertise when it
I'm
comes
sure it's
to
Vuvuzuela.
South African instruments.
Oh, you're right though. When I Google it, it says just Zella.
Yeah, we're boned.
Oh, yeah, looks like they're right.